Hey, what's up guys? Cloud of Truth here with some more Battlefield 3 gameplay, and today I've got a nice Flawless for you all while playing Rush Defense on Strike at Karkin. And I know the last Flawless video I posted was basically the same thing. I was playing Defense on Karkin, and I don't know what it is about this map. Maybe it's just, I don't know, that this map is going to be my best one in the game. It's not my favorite. I still enjoy saying Crossing the most, but I do like this map on Rush. I feel that for the most part it's pretty well balanced. The first base, I feel, is incredibly good for both attackers and defenders. The second and third bases, I feel, really tailored to the attackers. And then the final base is all defenders. I mean, they got that dark area in that room, which, unless you've got a very good team that's attacking, they're very coordinated, it's difficult to take that last MCOM. I don't remember if it's the Bravo or Alpha MCOM in that room on the last base. But it's a fun map nonetheless. I really do enjoy it. So hopefully you guys enjoy the gameplay. I am using Engineer class with the M4A1. I've got the Cobra Sight, Grip, and Laser. And I find that the M4A1, especially since it was nerfed in the September patch, is now more of a close quarters, and it can go out to medium range, and that's about it. The weapon used to kind of do everything. It was kind of like the M16 of the Engineer class back in, like, I don't know, like August, July, even the summertime. It could really do everything. It could close quarters, medium, long range. It didn't do fantastic at long range, but it could still do pretty well. Now I feel like it's really a medium to close quarters weapon, so that's what I'm trying to use the attachments for. Help control that side-to-side recoil with the foregrip because it's really heavy. It's got the really hard pull to the right, and of course the laser sight, as you all know, does increase your hip fire accuracy, which is, this map oftentimes I do find myself in relatively close quarters engagements. But this gameplay is, like I said, it is a flawless, but it's not like fantastic. There are some moments in here where I just kind of derp and miss a lot of shots, and maybe that's due to the foregrip, but there's some moments I just can't aim. Well, I mean, I'm not saying my aim is ever that good. I'm usually off on a lot of my shots anyway. So, but right here, I was going to repair this thing, but I saw an enemy on the minimap, and I thought he was a support guy going to C4 him, and then also there was a tank right behind, and that's basically a losing fight, because even though there's reactive up, the tank just shoots it off, and then it's going to die. I mean, if the tank's got reactive on, especially in the LAV, it's a very, very hard fight to win, especially with other engineers back there. So it's not like I was just leaving you out to dry. I figured that be better off even if you managed to get out and get away from that. That both of us could stay alive. So, but anyway, rambling on a little bit too much about the gameplay here, and what I want to discuss with you all, it's a rather, I don't know, interesting topic that I haven't discussed too much about. And that is the importance of good map designs in first-person shooters. And this, I think, more, especially recently, is something that is coming up as a more prevalent issue in first-person shooters these days, whether it be really any type of more of a realistic strategic one, to more arcade, to more just the kind of in-between, to larger, big scale, large scale, big, or small scale, excuse me. I think this is really a huge topic now, and now I think this is something that we really do take for granted. At least, I don't know, maybe it seemed like 6 months, a year ago, this was something that we kind of expected would be in games, was good maps. And now we're starting to see a little bit of a lack of good map designs. And honestly, some of the best maps I feel in Battlefield 3 were previously designed maps in the Back to Karkin DLC. Of all the DLCs that's come out in terms of map designs, I feel that the Karkin ones were probably the best. Now, there are some vanilla maps, such as Caspian Border, that one I think especially, for the most part, is a very, very good map. It is very open, but at the same time, it's not just like stupid, huge, wide open to where it's just like, you can't cover it all. You can, for the most part, cover Caspian Border for instance, if you have the team spawn trapped and they're trying to break out, you can cover basically all the escape routes. Now, it's not easy to do, but you can do it. However, there are some maps where it's just like, there's no chance. You can just try, but there's no way you're going to be able to do it. And those type of maps where it's just so big and ridiculously open, it's just, I don't know, it's more like you're fighting in a circle, just going around and around and around. Whereas other maps, some people may argue that they're too linear, but I find that honestly they're a little bit more fun if they have just enough flank routes to where you can use them when you need to, and you can also cover them as a defender team if you're very, very coordinated. And those type of maps for me, when things like those type of maps are designed, I feel that those, at least in my personal opinion, are the best. And one of the games, honestly, is one that I haven't played for a long time, which I feel, especially in the modern day shooter games, the ones that have come out within the last couple of years, that had the best maps was Battlefield Bad Company 2. For me, those maps I think are some of the best designed maps we have ever seen. Now, I'm not saying that they're perfect, that these are the ultimate maps and every single map in any first-person shooter should be designed just like them. But what I think Bad Company 2 did was basically, I think that, once again, it's kind of that thinking mentality of, we have this big map, but you can't go everywhere. There's these areas of the map you can't go to where you try to flank around just like the ridiculously huge open maps where you can just, run over behind a mountain like 4 miles outside of the main combat zone. They don't have that. It is more linear, but at the same time, there are flank routes that you can go and use that sometimes the defending team might not cover, and it stretches the defending team very thin, but it is possible to cover it. And those type of maps, I think, is something that, especially games like Battlefield 3, sometimes I feel like that DICE got away from that when making some of these maps. Now, some people would argue that actually in Battlefield 3, they try to tailor more to the overall gamers that play video games, whether it be they want the guys that like the big, huge open maps, the guys that like kind of the medium size, and then the ones that enjoy the more close quarters maps, which is, I think, one of the reasons why we have maps like Grand Bazaar, Operation Metro, and then the ones like the Card Island, Caspian Border, Operation Firestorm, those type of maps. I feel that DICE really tried to tailor to almost everyone, and I think they did okay with that. There's some maps I feel that are very, very good. Like I said, I think Caspian Border is a really good map. I think Firestorm is a good big open map. Bazaar is actually not too bad. A lot of people don't like Bazaar very much because of the middle alleyway, but you can use that to your advantage and sometimes hold a team in there, and they're not going to break out and they'll lose because of that. And also, of course, for me, like I said, my favorite map is Sand Crossing. I feel that map is one of the better designed infantry urban maps. I feel that I really do enjoy that map. I think it's a fantastic map. It's very well designed, for the most part, pretty well balanced. There are a few areas in the map where I feel like one team may have a slight advantage over the other, but it's hard to balance a map perfectly for both sides. I mean, it really is, especially when you create a lot of elevation change. But like I said, I feel for the most part that Sand Crossing is a very well balanced map. Now, this topic of map, like the importance of the map design in a first-person shooter, is one thing I touched on before. I think it's very, very important in any game, any first-person shooter for that matter. And what I want to ask you guys is, what are your overall thoughts on the modern games and map designs? You can go back, I would say, about any game that's come out the last couple of years, as far as what you feel, how the maps have been designed. Now, maybe it's just me. I feel that they've been slipping maybe just a little bit. Now, I'm not by any means degrading developers, because this is something that's very hard to do. To continuously develop good maps, especially in franchises that have been out for so long, is something that's hard to do. It's hard to think and create of new map designs that have not been done before. It's not an easy thing to do, and honestly, like I said, I'm not ripping these guys. I feel that because of that, they still do a very good job at designing maps, because of how many different kinds of maps, different layouts that have already been designed and released in games. I feel that there's some developers that do a fantastic job in designing maps. But go ahead and leave me your thoughts as far as how you feel that map designs have been recently. Like I said, any game probably in the last couple of years as far as shooter games, just if you feel that, you can talk about ones that have been slipping down, ones that you feel are very, very good. But like I said, personally, I feel that the Bad Company 2 game had some of the best designed maps you've ever seen. Now, another thing on that is, should maybe developers that are possibly looking for maps to put into a new game, should they consider bringing back some old maps in a franchise that people clearly enjoyed, that they liked, it was fun for them? Should that really be an option that developers take into consideration? I know some people out there aren't a huge fan of having the same maps put back into a game. Some people don't mind it. Some people kind of like it. Personally, for the most part, I feel it's good if they don't do it, I would say, like all the time. If the majority of the maps are new, I feel that by all means you can bring in a few old maps and kind of recreate them, especially with like the Back to Karkin DLC recreated on Frostbite 2. I feel they're absolutely beautiful. I mean, just gorgeous maps, especially with the destruction that they have. So things like that I think is actually good for games, because a lot of the old maps were very, very well designed. So this game's coming to an end right here. Guys, go ahead and leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm curious as far as what you have to say on this. Like I said, go ahead and talk about a couple game that's come out the last couple years that you feel has had good maps, maybe bad maps. And once again, Please leave your thoughts about bringing some old map designs back into first-person shooters, if that would be something that is a good option that developers should take into consideration, or if that's something that you would not like them to do and just continuously try to create new maps, layouts, designs, things like that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the gameplay, and I will see you all later. Have a good day, guys. Bye.